Oh, oh. Hello, everyone. Thank you all for joining in. Let's wait. So let's wait for another couple of minutes for other people to join, and then we'll begin with this. I hope I'm visible. So shall we start? Tell me in the comment section. All right. So hey everyone, thank you for joining in, and let's begin with this small workshop of for content writing. And today I'll be So today, basically, I'll be telling you about the content writing industry, and it's a small workshop, and I'll make it very interactive so that I can interact with you guys, and as we go through the entire workshop. So, how many of you are students of the year? Would you telling me in the section? Okay, all right. Okay, so I get a comment from Vishwas. So, hey Vishwas, thank you for joining this. Wow, I see lots of people commenting. Okay, so when we are students, we have so many options to explore, and there are so many industries that we want to go in. Probably we are doing some kind of degree, but there are so many other fields that we actually want to go in. So it's all about a mixture, how you get into some field and then start doing the stuff ahead into the field. But there comes a moment wherein you probably realize that whatever you are doing isn't what you really want to do. So that is how I would like to introduce myself. So I started as an engineer, and then I was into my engineering degree, wherein in the second year I somehow came to realize that okay, this is not something that what I enjoy doing. This could be something that is okay. I am doing, but as soon as I stepped into the content writing, it started rejoicing me. I would enjoy writing stuff. So that is how I came into the content writing industry. But I have not left my engineering industry as well. So I do work as an analyst with Cognizant, and I am a creative writer. And recently I've started the LinkedIn Local Bhopal session too. So, moving on to what exactly we are going to do today is this a small roadmap for you all. This is something that we are going to, go through in this particular workshop. So it will be, it's all about you, what you want to learn, what you want to do ahead, why you want to be a content writer, and there will be a reason why you are here today, right? Probably content writing is something that you really wanted to go in, and so you are here, right? So I'll be helping you all how to begin your journey as a content writer, how to start writing, what are the things that you need to learn, and so many small tiny things I'm going to explain you. Probably you too can be a content writer, and I can hear back from you all that okay, hey Princy, I am into the content writing industry. Okay, so let's begin with this. Content writing is something that you just cannot start straight away. Like one day you decide to be an engineer, you just cannot join your college again, right? So in the same way, for content writing, it has to be a roadmap for you. It has to be very well explained to you that how are the things going to go ahead. Okay. So the first question that I probably hear from so many of you is where to start, how to start writing, and how to kind of because we always have that eagerness in us when we are new in some field, right? So where do we start? What is there to start with? So where to start is something that we are going to see over here. So I would probably say that just start, go out first, have a look at the market. Okay, so whatever market you are in has to be first recognized, right? So content writing is a very big market, and for you as a newbie to make a place inside the market is very important if you are planning for a future in content writing. So where do you start with? What do you write with? These are the first questions, whenever we go to some industry, we are always thrown up by with these questions. So where do you start with? So I do have 4 platforms for you. The 4 platforms says Quora, Medium, LinkedIn, and Instagram. So as we all know, Quora is a Q&A answer site, right? So it is people will be asking many sorts of questions, and people will be asking so many other things, wherein why I'm asking you to go and start, because answering somebody's question is very simple for us, rather than going out and just having a look, or let's say probably asking a question is very difficult at the start. So how do we answer a question depends on what are all theories we have decided, what are our beliefs, what we are believing with us, right? So why I'm suggesting Quora is because you can go there and answer a very small question, and you can probably start answering so many questions. And when you realize that people are actually trying to relate to whatever you are answering, that is when you'll get a push up, or let's say a kicking that okay, I can do right, and with my writing, if somebody is getting a help, so that is completely brilliant, right? So this is something where I would all ask you to go ahead on to Quora, and probably you can start answering very very simple questions, right? When I was answering on Quora, I started answering questions like how to plan a birthday party, right? Now, this is something that is not at all related to what am I doing in my career, or what is all content writing, but this is something that I had thoughts, and I tried to manage, gather up all my thoughts in a single line, and probably presented so many people with their answers. And there were so many people, who actually tried my birthday party planning ideas. So at the end of the day, when I used to get messages like, "Hey, thanks for helping," so I was so intrigued by their replies that wow, actually I could make any difference in somebody's life. So that is all about Quora, and I would start I would suggest not to directly jump to Medium, because on Medium, if you want to get featured, yeah, let's say probably you want your writing be recognized by so many people, so you actually cannot just start going to Medium, because Medium will only focus your articles when they are very well written. Otherwise you probably could get demotivated, because you're not getting views, probably you're not getting tabs, and there are external internal views and so much over there. So you can try Medium when you find yourself to be fit into the content writing industry, and you find your content making difference in somebody's life, probably then you can start with Medium. Coming to LinkedIn, I am telling you all, LinkedIn is an asset that you carry. So, just go out, start commenting, start engaging with all the people, and then probably you'll get to know what exactly is LinkedIn. Start building your profile, because once you start building your profile, you probably get into so many people, and you'll get to know what they are doing with their lives and how they are trying to maintain their profile. So you can begin with LinkedIn, and that's the very basic. And why I've mentioned Instagram here is many a times it happens that we actually write, but we do not want to portray it to the outside world, right? So probably there are tips and bits and scribbles here and there, and that we do not actually want to be going out to the public, or let's say they should know about this, right? So that is something that why I'm suggested Instagram is you could go make a page on Instagram, start writing certain stuff. Suppose you tag anybody or you use certain type of hashtags, it's not going to the known people, right? So you should actually start with writing small bits and bits on Instagram. Probably that could be a work that you can go and publish, or let's say portray later on LinkedIn. So how to start with? You could start writing anything that comes from your inspiration, ideation, implementation. So inspiration, you could write your own story. Idea, whenever you write, try to generate certain ideas. So when you write, your ideas should actually be generating so much of content to gather on, or probably, when people are trying to make any difference. So that is one thing. Coming to implementation, having ideas alone is not enough. You need to say what your ideas mean. You need to implement them as well. Okay. Now, why we wait always is there are certain fears inside us that actually, they are trying to, let's say, push us not to write, not to go out to the outside world. Why? Because we are always afraid. We are always afraid that people might judge us, and whatever we are writing is probably out there. So there is a fear of judgment inside us, which do not, let us to go outside and write. Because what happens whenever you are writing, there are certain thoughts, your own emotions, your own feelings that come out in your writing, right? So there is a fear that probably the ones who will read it, or let's say my own friends, what they will portray out of me, or they'll probably make fun of me. So there is this fear of judgment that always stops us from going the live to the people, going public to the people, with our writing. So that is why I'm saying that 50% people, they'll start writing, but they do not show up daily. So there is this fear of judgment, and probably what happens is when this fear of judgment, it starts to take a toll on us. So we need to actually, do not care about what the world thinks about you. If you want to write, then go ahead and write, because that is something that actually what will happen, right? ज्यादा से ज्यादा लोग आपको बस बोलेंगे कि ये क्या काम कर रहे हो, right? इससे ज्यादा क्या कर सकता है कोई? So just start writing, that's it. There is this fear of judgment हमेशा आपके साथ रहेगा, चाहे आज चाहे कल, हमेशा fear of judgment आपके साथ रहेगा. It is something that is within us, and there is no way that we could go ahead and get rid of it. जब तक हम उस डर को फेस नहीं करेंगे, प्रोबेबली हम कभी भी उस डर से बाहर नहीं आ सकते. So why don't you just start writing? Get rid of all this fear of judgment and just start writing, start focusing. Whatever it comes to you, be probably a good morning message, you could just go on to your WhatsApp family group wherein people have good morning messages, flashes over there, like anything in the morning, right? You could probably start writing from there. It's not a big deal. So just start writing, and you could just start writing right now. Probably you can go to my profile, Princy Lalawat, that's the name, and you could go to my profile. Probably I'll hit in my URL from here. So the URL is in the comment section, and you could go and actually comment on any of my posts, so that probably even I'll have a look and I can tell you how you're writing, how you're doing. That is something. Or if you want to go out on your own profiles and write something, probably learning from the session, whether you liked it, whether you disliked it, or if you liked it, what did you like about it? क्या अच्छा लगा, क्या बुरा लगा, यही तो हमारी फीलिंग्स है, राइट? और इन्हीं को हम राइट कर सकते हैं, राइट? इन्हीं को हम लिख सकते हैं. So go start right now. You could use this hashtag. You could probably come on my own profile and give me any comments of yours that you liked. So, are you enjoying this? What is something that you wanted to learn? Was I able to answer any of your questions? So, anything, you can just hit me a comment in the comment section. I could see. Okay, so Uttish says that he gave some answers in Quora and got positive responses, which was good. So, thank you, Uttish, first of all, for joining. And that's great that you started over there, because see, somewhere or the other, you have to start, right? So, just start with any small thank you message, or let's say happy weekend message. Anything is Manjunath is here. Hey, thank you for joining. Do you guys have any other questions? I am open for questions now. I'm a short story writer. Will this workshop? So, Vishwas, thank you for asking a question. Are you comfortable in English? Vishwas, do I have you? Thank you. Okay, so you are a short story writer. Many congratulations to you because मैंने short stories लिखना चालू करी थी, but what I felt is कि at the end of the day I am not able to make it very concise. You told you are a short story writer, so that is a very big thing. Why? Because हम जो लिख रहे हैं उसको हम कितने कम शब्दों में कितनी ज्यादा ऑडियंस के पास भेज सकते हैं, तो दैट इज द पावर ऑफ अ कंटेंट राइटर. अगर आप अपने कम शब्दों में अगर आप अपना मोटिव समझा सकते हो, that is brilliant actually. So this workshop could help you in start writing your short story. I do not know if you are already writing it on Medium or LinkedIn. Probably you could tag me in one of your short stories, so मैं आके देख सकती हूँ कि आप कैसा लिख रहे हैं. And उसके बाद if you have any other questions, feel free to DM me. I'll be always there to help you out. Thank you for joining this Vishwas. And we have another question that says, is there a specific thing which has to be written when you are a copywriter? So I did not do, or let's say I did not step into copywriting, but probably, there are specific things of the all niches. Like agar aap content writing mein hai, so there has to be consistency. Your content has to be, it should not be plagiarized. It has to be plagiarism free. And there are so many things, other small tips and bits. So probably what I could advise as of now is you could go and connect with them already, some great person on LinkedIn who is doing great in marketing. Probably I could, you could just DM me. I could help you out with reaching to the correct person. So thank you. And I have Siddharth's questions. How can I improve my vocabulary? So see, vocabulary cannot be improved in a day. You have to be consistent with your own efforts to, slowly. It's a process, right? It starts from small steps to going to bigger steps ahead. Okay. Okay, it was content writing. Okay, so you could have probably used content writing. I would have been able to answer your question more. So yes, there are three things that have to be handled very nicely in your content writing. First is your content should not be plagiarized. Trust me, I was thrown out of so many internships because of my content being plagiarized at first. When I did not know any rules of going to content writing. So that was the first thing. And the second thing is you should always generate creativity. The day your creativity dies, probably the end of your content writing career. Because the moment you are not at all creative, people will start losing interest in you. And the third thing that I'll say is consistency. Show up daily, write bits and bits. Just overcome the fear of what people are going to say to you. Trust me, till today, till this date, I receive comments on my content writing. But there is a will inside me that says, okay, let the world say whatever it wants. And let me just continue with it. So that is what. So the three C's are, consistency and your creativity, and the content should not be plagiarized. So these are the three T's. Probably Harsh, you can make a note of it. So thank you for asking this question. And coming back to Siddharth, how can I improve my vocabulary? So see, as I was saying, that tips and bits of things, you have to start building up. You have to start taking baby steps. If you want to go and climb any Mount Everest right today, so you will probably not start just straight away. So you will take some small steps. So write small lines and try to improvise on words that you're using. and try to, ensure that whatever is written is being clearly gone, or let's say is being clearly communicated to your audience, or at least when you ask your own self after writing that particular piece, is making sense to you. So vocabulary is a very great, it's something that we all are, even today I try to come up with new vocab words. Probably you could, when you start writing, right, it used to happen with me that first things were, I used to start using small questions, and they were like, I was also confused on how shall I improve, because I used to read pieces that were getting published at very great magazines, but probably I was not able to write. So once I started writing, I got to know that okay, so this is something that people are actually facing, and we need to buckle up our shoelaces to be good at what our content is. So as and when I started writing, probably I'll use certain synonyms so that I could avoid the redundancy of words, and I could go and have a review on Grammarly also, because that is how, sometimes it suggests you synonyms to be used. So that would be a best way to use it. And coming to the next question, how does content writing help me in resume building? So I'll get back to you with the resume building. Believe me, if you stay till the end, you will have a certain surprise that I'm going to launch with the end of this content writing webinar. And can we get some link of your work? So I have pasted my profile over there. You could go and have a look. Come back and answer how am I doing. So I'll be waiting for your feedback on the same. And somebody asked me, how can we improve creativity? So creativity is something that you cannot improve, it has to be built. So the moment you write a post, and there will be certain time, wherein you will feel that okay, this is not making that much of sense. So creativity is something that you cannot learn. Day by day it starts instilling inside you. So that's it. And Utkarsh, thank you for helping us to get to my LinkedIn profile. So thank you so much. And Utkarsh, I do see your question of, you feel insecure about the words that you use and whatever is beneficial for your audience. So I would just say, as I say, you just start writing. It will improve day by day, right? So you need not be worried about it. And you can always send in your post for me to review, and probably I'll help you out with that. And we have Ashutosh, who is saying what are the platforms I can start writing. So probably you could go back to a previous recording of this particular session, wherein I have shared 4 platforms that could be a great start for you. And any comments on the internships that are provided on? So by Internshala, yes. So Internshala was the only platform that gave me my first 3 content writing internships. So probably you could go over there and start looking out for content writing internships before you go on and sign in up with any of the internship providers over there. You could just do a background verify check if they are like if they have certain website that is to be maintained. And what else, are they, trying to contact them on LinkedIn and try to know if they are not just taking the internship, and probably you could sign up for an internship from there. And Shivani says, if we have just started content writing on LinkedIn, how can we get freelance opportunities? So Shivani, I would like to say that this journey from starting as a content writer to getting to that point wherein you could pitch up the freelance opportunities, it's a very huge journey that you're gonna take, right? So probably you could first, I would suggest you to start writing first, try to build a portfolio that will help you in pitching to the person who's actually looking out for freelance content writers. So first have a work that displays your creativity, that displays your consistency, because believe me, if you're not creative, then there are so many freelance recruiters over there that they do not sign up because they do not find your content very creative. So I'll share, like I was thrown out of an internship again to be not generating enough creativity for the blog. So start writing. Probably you could connect with me offline and I could guide you through some tips and bits. I guess we are done with the comment section. So I do not see any other comments coming up. So thank you, and thank you so much. And for the people who are here, I would like to, if you are a student, and because there are so many students out there in the market who are actually, struggling hard to get to an internship. So we have started building a student community via the name Feed. So it's a way to, you can elevate your personality. So we help you with improvising your resumes. We help you with cracking how to prepare for an interview so that you could crack the interviews that are there, and finally you could have that dream job email in your inbox. So head over to Feed, or you could probably connect with me on LinkedIn and I can guide you on how to come on Feed, and we help you with improvising your resumes and how to build a personality, how to go to the interview and prepare for some questions like tell me something about yourself. Okay, so thank you all for staying this long and bearing me. So thank you, and definitely I would love to see some posts wherein you started your writing, or you could hit me up on LinkedIn with a message. So thank you so much. That's it. Have a nice weekend.